Next up on the call is Texas Southern coach Darrell Asberry. Coach Asberry and Texas Southern they lost to Jackson State this past Thursday. This week they will travel to Alabama A&M, 7 p.m. kickoff. Good morning, Coach Asberry. Are you with us?
Yes, sir. Good morning.
Good, Coach. If you could talk about last Thursday's game against Jackson and preview Alabama A&M on the road this weekend.
Well, I thought it was a great environment that we walked into. Anytime you go back home and, you're playing a good quality program like Jackson State has, I thought our guys got off to a good start early. We ended up starting a freshman quarterback who I felt, was very positive. He didn't turn the football over, so that's always positive. The team got off to a good start, and we just, down the stretch, late in the right before half, we got a punt block. I thought on that third and inches, I thought we got the first down, but it looked like from where we were, it was first down, but then it came back, looked like it was inches short, so that made it 4th and inches. Here nor there, we didn't get it, and that forced us into having to punt the football. I thought going in 7-7 at the half would have been where this young football team would want to be, but when you go in, with a quick momentum change like that, with a young team, a little bit of adversity, we still need to learn how to fight through adversity when those type of things happen. So, I thought going in right there, we still was one possession down. So it just was a long night for this football team. The third, fourth quarter, I thought our defense played well. Our defense played extremely well, and offensively, we just need to find our identity. Some things that we need to work on.
All right, the floor is open for Darrell Asberry, head football coach at Texas Southern. Coach, back-to-back road games, Jackson this past weekend and at Alabama A&M. How do you guys prepare for that?
Well, it was very imperative that we got back in and tried to get our film in on Sunday and gave them Saturday off, and it's time to really get back to work because we have to get back out here on Thursday. So we'll get about 3 days of practice and try to get as much film time in and meeting time as possible. And try to get some rest in between so we can get ready for a team that is just coming off a tough loss, so they're going to be very motivated and looking forward to a victory. So we just need to make sure that we can do the little things, eliminate the penalties. I think the penalties really, really hurt us. I mean, you're on national television and you get 14 penalties for 208 yards. I think that's a very, very poor performance when you get those type of penalties. So we just need to eliminate those things this weekend and try to get on the winning side of the column.
The floor is still open for Texas Southern head football coach Darrell Asberry.
Coach, that fumble or that block punt returned for a score, recovered in the end zone for a score. Did you mention that at halftime, and was that one of the factors that kind of chipped away at the team's morale coming out of the break?
Well, yeah, we talked about it, and I told the staff we're not going to beat the team up behind it. Actually, the snap was to the right, and it forced the kid to go to the right, and that's where it came. That's where the pressure came from. So we talked about it, and we were hoping that we could, bounce back from it. We got the ball back the second half, but it just seemed like every time we get a good return going, a good drive going, and we get, we shoot ourselves, we get those flags get thrown out on us. I don't know. I've went back and looked at the film several times, and it's a lot of things that were questionable calls, but I'm just a football coach, and my job is just to get the team ready to play.
Analyzing your team so far through the course of the season, what specific areas that you want to tackle during practice, or what areas you felt like we just really have to get better at in order to be a competitive team, or what areas do you see that that right now this year we just can't fix?
Everything is fixable. Right now, last year was our defense. They were struggling real bad, but right now our defense has been keeping us in the game, and our special teams has been keeping us in the game until around the third quarter, late third quarter. We just need to score some points offensively. We're having a difficult time offensively up to this point, and I see that's where our weakness is right now, is offensively, and we just continue to shoot ourselves in the foot. When we do get some things going, then we get penalized. But you're talking about a team that that's almost rebuilt. So it's not quite there, but we're a young football team. So we'll be fine. We'll continue to work on it and do our best job to get better.
Coach, let me ask you, how important is it to establish a running game against A&M?
Well, it's very important because, they're pretty much a run team, and they're going to try to keep the football away from you as long as possible and try to wear your defense down. That's why it's very important that we, as an offensive unit, score some points, because they're going to try to, keep the football away from you, run, and then hit you with some play-action pass. So, it's very important.